Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Lopez Locks. We've been on a little bit of a hiatus. There was no card last week, so no picks. However, UFC is back this Saturday with UFC Vegas 28, Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Augusto Sakai. So it is Friday, June 4th, 2021, and I've got 6 picks for you guys today. 5 of these are favorites, and then I got 1 bonus value play for you. And 4 of these are going to be off the prelims. Then the value pick is going to also be off the prelims, and I have the main event for you at the end. So let's go ahead and get this started. Some of these are a little bit prohibitive, although I'm quite confident in all these picks. You may want to consider a parlay at some point, honestly. I will give you guys a heads up on that. So the first fight I'm going to pick is Muslim Salikov. He's minus 250 to beat Francisco Trinaldo. Trinaldo's moving up from lightweight to welterweight, so he's going to lose that sizable advantage, the size advantage that he had at lightweight. And I think Muslim Salikov is just a younger, quicker fighter, and he's going to eventually catch Francisco Trinaldo probably sometime in the second or third round and get the finish. He's just younger, faster, and the crisper fighter. Next up, we have Sean Woodson, minus 175. I took this one solo. He's fighting Zalal Youssef. Zalal has a tendency to let his opponents lead. Woodson's the superior boxer, so I like Woodson to just keep it standing on the feet and get the decision victory, outpoint Zalal. And next up, I have Jordan Levitt. So this is one that you might want to parlay with that Muslim Salikov fight earlier. Jordan Levitt is minus 192 right now. He's just a superior wrestler to Claudio Puelles, who he's fighting. Puelles managed to get a submission victory against Felipe Silva, but he was losing that fight. And Levitt's a better wrestler than Silva is, so I like Levitt to control this on the mat the entire time, start to finish, and get a unanimous decision victory. The fourth fight is Tanner Boser, the Canadian heavyweight. He's a minus 185 favorite. He's bigger, he's more active than, let me not get this, Ilir Latifi. Sorry, Latifi, I don't know your name, man. I've never seen you fight before. But I did look up his info, and he's just not as active or mobile as Tanner Boser is, so this might be one that ends up actually going the distance for a heavyweight fight, because Tanner Boser just needs to avoid the bombs that this guy throws. He actually is moving up from light heavyweight, so he's a little shorter. He does have that power, but I'd like Tanner Boser to be more technical, get out of the way, and eventually win this fight, either late finish or decision. So before I get to the main event of Rosenstrike and Sakai, I will give you guys a value play from that undercard, and that is going to be Kamuela Kirk to beat Makwan Amir Khani. Amir Khani's been on a little bit of a skid lately. He most recently lost to Edson Barbosa. No shame in that. Kamuela Kirk is taking this fight on short notice. It was originally supposed to be Nate Landwehr, who was not able to make the fight. So 2 weeks ago, Kirk decided to, or was asked to fill in. And I think as long as that short notice doesn't affect him, he should be able to move. And it may be a little bit of a rough start. Amir Khani tends to come out quickly, but I think that Kamuela Kirk, you might even want to live bet this fight after the first round. I think he'll actually be able to sap Amir Khani's gas tank and then eventually get the victory, most likely by decision. So finally, the main event, Jaisir Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Augusto Sakai. I like Rosenstrike in this one. The odds are pretty close. It's minus 115 for Rosenstrike, minus 105 Sakai. Over 1.5 rounds is minus 215. I do like that over. I probably won't take it just because it's a Rosenstrike fight and this guy has unparalleled power. He can knock anybody out at any time. I do like Rosenstrike to get the victory, though. So Sakai's path to victory would most likely be through wrestling, which he has not demonstrated a ton of success doing. Sakai's still got power. I mean, he's a good fighter, but I like Rosenstrike to end up getting a knockout. His kickboxing, I think, is going to be the difference in this fight. I think he'll be able to soften up Sakai, and I think he ultimately gets that victory, most likely a knockout in the third, maybe fourth round or so. So thanks for joining us for Lopez Locks, and we'll be back at you next week with some picks on the main right-hand, left-hand show. So make sure you subscribe, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at RHLH Podcast, and thank you for joining us today.